It's never once, I'm a trap nigga, wanna know I'm stacked. I hit the plug up, thinking right out of vacuums. If the drugs up, bitch, it ain't traffic. They know that I'm getting bugs, now I'm out here causing havoc, niggas.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Slim Reacts, man. I'm back with another video. And man, here we have a sort of like not a story time, but like, you know, one where I talk to you guys about shit that's happening, man. Look, I'm 20 years old, right? And I never had a girlfriend, never had my first kiss, never fucking held hands with a girl, like all this shit that, you know, people already by my age, like if you haven't done one of those things, like you're weird, like quite frankly. Now I'm from Boston, right? And let's just say the women here are not, you know, up to par, right? Like they're mid, let's be real, they're fucking mid. It's just not worth dating in this day and age, like quite frankly. I think one of the sort of you know, things that led to the downfall of dating is social media. I mean, quite frankly, it's been social media. Social media's cooked relationships, and yeah, where it's like dating peaked back when, you know, I feel like we should bring back arranged marriages, bro.
Yep.
Like, call me crazy, but we should bring back arranged marriages, because having the brother or the father or like the uncle pick the woman for you, pick the, you know, the right guy for the daughter, that's how it should be, you know. Because when you leave women to their own devices, they can't make smart choices, right? You have, you know, ran through girls, you know what I'm saying, complaining that they can't find a guy when in reality they're the fucking problem, right? Not the guy. But yeah, man, so like I said, I'm 20 years old, and dude, high school, I feel like the best time to find a girl would be high school. High school sweethearts, like those things, you know, last, those type of relationships. And so I feel like, you know, as a guy, you know, your best chance is to lock a girl down in high school, because let's be real, bro. Like, okay, I'm locking in my, you know what I'm saying, my 20s. Right? I'm locking in right now, and I'm trying to make as much money as I can so that when I become 30, into my 30s, I become successful. Right? And, you know, females, as much as they say they want a, you know, a personality, all that shit, it's bullshit. They all want the six rule, right? You have to be 6 foot tall, 6 figures, stuff like that. And yeah, you just gotta looks max, and you know, you gotta money max and all this shit. You gotta, you know, as a guy, we're born with zero value off the rip. You have to build your value, right? Females are already born with value. Like, you could be a dumb bitch and you can, you know, still pull guys. Like, you can literally be legally retarded as a woman, and you can be a hot 10 out of 10 chick, and you would have guys, you know, at your feet, bro. Like, and they say women have it harder. No, they do not fucking have it harder. Maybe when it comes to having kids, yeah, that's sure, that could be, you know, having to push the baby out, sure. But bro, women live life on easy mode, by far. And the problem with that is that average women, right, no longer want average guys. Think about it. You have the hot girls saying they want, you know, these good looking guys, rich. And then you go to the mediocre looking chicks and they have these ridiculously high standards. It's like, what the fuck? And so that creates a bottleneck, right? Only the top 1% of guys, all the females want the top 1% of guys, and then the rest of the guys don't have no fair chance. So it's like, what the fuck? Right? And so this is what, you know, I was taught by watching, you know, all these like red pilled, like I was heavily red pilled, you know, coming out of high school, right? Like in high school, I was the most blue pill guy. I used to simp for a woman. You know, I used to beg for woman attention. It was just crazy. And it wouldn't work out for me, man. So as a guy in today's day and age dating, you need to be heavily blue pilled. Or excuse me, I'm sorry. Rewind that shit back. let me lock in here. You got to be heavily red pilled as a guy, right? And so I feel like every guy has that, you know, awakening period, right? For me, it was transitioning out of high school. Like I said, I used to pedestalize women, which is a big no. Do not feed their ego. I mean, it's not going to work out good for you in the long run. So once I, you know, got heavily red pilled, I said like entering my senior year of high school. So this was like summer of 2022, right? When, you know, the Andrew Tate, Sneeko, Fresh and Fit were like becoming popular. And I got heavily red pilled, thankfully. And that truly saved my life. I mean, I don't look at women the same, right? Like Myron said, he said that you can either respect women or you can understand women, but you cannot do both. And that's facts. Because when I was, you know, blue pilled back when I was in high school, I used to respect women, which is a big no-no. Like, you're not going to get anywhere in life by respecting women. And so once you understand them, you cannot respect them. Once you understand, oh, they're all practically fucking whores and, you know, they sleep around and their thoughts, you can't respect that, right? You cannot respect 304s. And yeah, so after I got heavily red pilled, I just viewed women as like less, if that makes sense. Like it called me crazy, but I literally viewed them as like less, just because, you know, I look at like all the girls from high school, like, bro, all the hot chicks, bro, they're fucking whores. Like, let's be real, bro. Yep. They're all whores. They go to college, right? Here's how you know, how the typical life of a female is, right? They're in high school, they're popular chick, you know, whatever, 10 out of 10. And then they go into college, right? They become fat, which is, I mean, I like, seriously, from high school to like college, even looking at like my high school yearbook, bro, these girls get fatter. And there's, you know what goes up with that? Their weight goes up, not only their weight, but their standards get higher. Isn't that fucking crazy, bro? Like, yo, their standards are absolutely too fucking ridiculously high, but they get more unattractive. Like, a woman peaks in her early 20s in terms of her market value. And, yeah, they just become fat, degenerate, they start drinking more, they just become whores, bro. Like, bro, and then they wonder why, you know, they date all these bad boys and these shitty guys, and they wonder, it's the same, always the same. You know what I noticed in common with all the girls that I follow from high school? They always date the same group of guys, and then they wonder why men are shit. No, men are not shit. The men you date are shit. So, hey, I mean, it's just crazy. Like, so if I had to sort of put this into, you know, simple terms for you guys, just be red pilled on women. You know, if you understand women, you know what a woman's biggest weakness is? A guy who knows his worth. A guy who knows his worth. If you know your worth, and if you understand women and you're heavily red pilled, dude, that's like your secret to success right there. So you need to get your money up, get your status up, hit the gym, look smacks, you know, you gotta ascend. And yeah, you'll have women, you know, coming for you, you know, they'll be all over you soon. So I don't know, man. It's just, for me, it's been a struggle, but you know, now ever since I stopped like giving a fuck about women and what they think, giving a fuck about actually trying to get a girlfriend, life has been just so good. So what I'm gonna do, you know, for my 20s, I'm just gonna lock in and work, dude. Quite frankly, like, you know, guys have a bigger window. You know, you can be in your 30s and you can still be single, and you can be in your 40s and start a family. But for women, it's not like that, because their time, right? Their peak years are, I said, in their 20s. After that, they can't have, you know, they have a harder time in having children. So yeah, that's why a woman's peak is in her early 20s, and a guy's peak age is actually his 40s. You know, that's what I learned from my time in watching Fresh and Fit. But yeah, I mean, I think it starts with watching, you know, red pill content. So watch shit like Fresh and Fit, and, you know, guys like Andrew Tate and Sneeko, bro, and wake up, dude. Just wake up. Once you understand women, I think that's like the first step in understanding, you know, their viewpoints and all that stuff. And you just gotta look at them differently, bro. Like, once I got red pilled, I do not look at women, you know, in the same way. So you got to kind of navigate today's dating, you know, with caution, because dating apps, like, yo, my friends have been trying to put me on with dating apps, and I said no, never. I never downloaded a dating app, and I will never do that. I believe in finding, a woman in person off social media. But nowadays, as a man, you gotta have like multiple options, backups, especially going on first dates, dude. First dates, don't even get me started, dude. Their standards are so goddamn high. They want to go to like a Ruth's Chris and a nice steakhouse. Yo, I'm taking my girl on a first date, bro. Something chill. Like, this is how you can test women. Take them out on like a shitty first date. Like, I don't know what you can classify as shitty. Like, let's say, let's go over to my house and we'll throw a barbecue with with my family or whatever. Or let's go to McDonald's or something on a first date. We get to know each other. Or it's something like intimate. Or let's go to mini golf. Or let's go get ice cream. Those are my type of dates. Let's go to the beach. If she says no, bro, just leave her ass, bro. Like, seriously. If she wants to constantly go on like these expensive first dates, bro, and go to like steakhouses and all that shit, bro,
Haram!
just leave her, bro. Because the whole point of a first date, why am I dropping $200 on a dinner just for you to not even want to hang out with me again, not even to give me another chance? Like, it's stupid. So, and not to mention them flaking too. That's why you gotta have backups. You gotta have backups. If one girl flakes on you, no, just call over another girl. Let's say, hey, let's do this, and set up a date with her. You gotta have backups, dude. You gotta have backups, because women are very indecisive and picky, and they're just going to, most likely you're gonna get flaked on a first date. So have backups. Don't go on an expensive first date. Get to know the girl. What else? Yeah, like, let's say, talk about like, dating, like, once you got yourself, how do you call it? Once you have yourself in check. My ideal woman, I would not want her to go to college. I would want her to be straight from high school. Pause, that sounds weird, but have her not go to college and have her, women should prioritize starting a family, not going to college. I said that. Yep, I said that. Right? They need to prioritize having a family and kids instead of a career. Career can come anytime, right? You can have a career in your 60s. You can start entering the workforce. But kids, your prime years to have a family is in your 20s, right? And a lot of these women, quite frankly, do not care about starting families, which is sad. It's sad. Like, they literally prioritize being sluts and whores in college. It's crazy. So I don't know. I mean, this is just my thoughts. Even if we look at passport bros, which is becoming more popular, and I understand why, because women who are from South America or from Europe actually are real women, right? Not these feminist retards over here in America, which are cooked and they're sluts. So even then, if you're going to do the passport bros, you got to keep her wherever she is. So let's say you find a Colombian chick, you got to keep her in Colombia, bro. Do not bring, women from the third world countries or from Europe or South America or Asia to the US, because they're just going to get cooked with all this feminist bullcrap that we have here. And yeah, they're just going to adapt to that sort of lifestyle. And nobody wants that, right? Nobody wants that. Yeah, I see why. I mean, these American women are, quite frankly, shit. So it's better to go to overseas and get you a girl over there. And honestly, man, call me crazy, but if this dating shit doesn't work out for me, bro, I might just move back to my home country, bro. Real shit. I might move back to Europe and not move back, but that's where my parents are from. They're from my home country. I was born here, obviously, born and raised. I'm proud to be an American, obviously, America first, all that type of shit. But I love this country, and I'm blessed to have been born in this country. But if worst comes to worst, bro, I might just move to Europe and find a wife there and stay there, honestly, bro. because quite frankly, the U.S. is cooked. I mean, talk about what's going on in our society right now. We're heavily divided. This country is heavily divided. I'm not going to get into too many politics, but this country is heavily divided right now. And we need to be brought together. I mean, you have feminists, which are destroying this country. You have white liberal women, which are just destroying, with all this race mixing and all these illegals coming in and all these, foreigners coming in, Somalians coming in, these Indians coming in, taking over our jobs. And they're not assimilating. And yeah, bro, it's just my biggest pet peeve, honestly, those couple of things right there. And you know where all those things come from? You know what kind of construct those things are? Race mixing, feminism, Marxism, transgenderism. You know where this come from?
Jews.
Yeah, bro. They're all constructs of those people. So it's not good. I was at work the other day, bro, or I was at work yesterday, bro, and I was just doing my job, whatever, walking around, putting stuff back. And what caught my eye was I was like walking down the stairs, coming, I think from my break or wherever the hell I was coming from. And bro, I just saw this like interracial, I don't even know if they were a couple, but it was this white girl with this like light-skinned dude. And that shit just pissed me off, bro. I'm gonna give it a fucking 1,000 right here. I don't care. You can call me racist. I don't give a fuck. It's just race mixing. It's just, I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. I was born in a household, where, we had these sort of views that are like pretty standard views. European, all my European guys know, what I'm saying? We want to get with a woman, European woman, or a woman from our country. I was born with the ideology of, my parents instilled this in me, that like, dating outside your race, and it's just not ideal. And yeah, that's why I kind of like have a weird gripe with like interracial couples. It's just not my thing. Race mixing, I mean, white people, we're like 7% of the population. So, and it's going downhill every time when we bring in these Somalis and bring in these Indians, and then these dumbass liberal white women want to race mix with black guys. It's just not, I'm not a fan of it. It's just not what I was, born and what I believe in, right? I believe in, marrying your own gender. Let's fucking go. Your own race and building a family off that. I want to continue my bloodline. I don't want to, like, I mean, I don't have a problem with a mixed woman, like a Colombian or something like that. That's fine. But I think it's a problem when we have white women who don't, want to marry with white guys, and they just instead go for the thugs, and, those type of people are even. So it's just we're getting cooked. I mean, race mixing is cooking our society, and the white people, we're gonna become a minority. We are a minority. This is a Christian white country, and I believe that we should preserve these values. And when we bring in third world countries, immigrants, and they're not even gonna assimilate, and they're gonna preach like, dude, I saw the Muslims were doing that Muslim call to prayer. They were doing in Times Square. They were praying. Now listen, I don't have a problem with Muslims. I respect them. I respect how dedicated they are to their religion. But for you to do that shit in Times Square, it's just sickening. I don't want to see that here. Go do that in a temple or a mosque. We have a bunch of temples and mosques here in the US for you to do your prayer. Do not do that shit in Times Square in public. Okay? It's just, like, I don't agree with that. I just don't agree with that. Like, if we were to go over in Afghanistan or Iraq or in the Middle East and do the same thing, and, in Baghdad or in, Doha or in, the UAE, we would get jailed for that. I mean, seriously. We have respect. Out of respect, we wouldn't do that in someone else's country. We would assimilate. But to have these guys come over and do that in our country, it's just, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it, man. So, long story short, bro, let's go back to dating, because I know I'm kind of yapping here, but at the end of the day, bro, I'm 20. I never had a girlfriend. I think it's going to stay that way. Virgin, I'm saying, proud. Yep. Woman nowadays, bro, like,
She belongs to the streets.
It's just cooked. So as a guy, you need to be heavily red pilled aware. Do not date, right? You need to focus on yourself. in your 20s. Lock in your 20s. Sacrifice your 20s so that you can live a better 30s, right? So here's some things as a guy. You need to get your money up, get your looks up, hit the gym. You need to be a better man. You know what I'm saying? Retire your parents, become successful, own a house, and then start a family with the right one, right? You need to be wise in choosing your woman. Getting married is a scam. If I was just getting married in my backyard, you know, just have a small wedding and get married religiously. And yeah, bro, quite frankly, bro, feminism is just destroying the West. With these women thinking that, you know, they're equal to or better than men. It's just, I mean, the amount of fucking fucks I see everywhere, bro, like on the internet and just in person, of guys, like, bro, who let their girlfriend run the relationship. Like, bro, you're cooked. Like, you're actually cooked, bro. That's not gonna, like, I don't even know, man. I'm just yapping at this point, but you gotta be red pilled aware. You gotta wake up to a woman. So yeah, man, that's just my take on it. My opinions on me being single at 20 years old, never had a girlfriend, whatever, all that good stuff. It's truly a blessing in disguise. I mean, you see these couples breaking up left and right, and yeah, I'm just thankful to be single. But you know, when that 10 p.m. hits, you're all alone in bed, single, it starts to hit you. But yeah, just be thankful for what you got, man. Just as a guy, you need to lock in, man. Just lock in, make money, you know, hit the gym, and then the woman will come to you naturally. So if you're in my position, bro, don't feel like I feel sometimes like I'm failed, like I failed in life. But no, man, I mean, if you're single at 20 years old, you're, you know, preserving yourself for the right woman, right? You wouldn't waste your time with women. Dating is a scam, quite frankly. So just be very cautious about how you move through the dating world in this day and age. But yeah, that's just some of my takes on dating and how it's worked for me. Yeah, just you need to be red pill aware early on in life, because it truly will set you up for success as a guy. So hey, man, that was my thoughts on it, man. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments, man. Dating as a 20-year-old and just my sort of problems with the dating market, man. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video, man. Drop a like if you did. Subscribe to this channel for new. I'm YapReacts, and I'm out. Peace out, guys.
Y'all see through, even with a blindfold. I could try today, so I'ma fly away. Live life in the fly away. Try to see the flyer say Trace, so she gotta get her hair right, cause I ain't here at night, even if they hear.